Before we get into this video, I'm just gonna do a quick disclaimer. This is a private shooting range, so please YouTube, there's no need to demonetize this video. I won't show guns inside again. So out in a private shooting range for this video. Thank you. Alright, that should be very, very close. So all I've done is remove the bolt. I've got the gun stable onto the target. Stan, get out of the way. Look through the barrel, bring my head up, look through the scope, and adjust the turret so that the reticle is about where the barrel's pointing. And now this is ready to shoot. So I'll do one shot here at about 100. Now I zero my rifles at 200, so this one this one shot's basically just to work out where I'm at. And these dogs will be going in the car for that. What do you guys reckon about those dogs? Those two grew up together and have always loved a bit of play fighting. Stan, shut up. So the reason I'm not planning on running a muzzle brake most of the time is for the reason of the dogs. It's just too loud. So that's my reason. Okay, we've got a shot here. Alright, so this is about 80 to 100 yards. I haven't actually ranged it, but that's my impact, and I was aiming there. So this is a very, very quick way to bore sight. You know, you can laser bore sight, do whatever. I didn't do that at all. This is just from looking through the barrel and then lifting my head up, looking through the scope. So 4.5 inches, which I've got to convert into mils because it's a mil scope. 4.5 inches I need to come to the right, and let's just come up, yeah, probably 3. 1, 2, yeah, be about 3-ish. So work out some math on the conversion and probably go straight back to 200 now, and that's all it should take to get a rough zero. It's like 2 or 3 shots. So anyway, bear with me. Alright, so I've just ranged the target and it's 97 yards, so basically 100 yards. Now the metric version of units here, so it's going to be for 100 meters, so I'm not going to do quite as much, but I've just put in 4.5 inches, which is what I need to come to the right on this unit converter, and that's saying 11.43 centimeters. Now one click at 100 meters with a mil scope is generally 1 centimeter. So I need to come right, probably 10 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that should be very close. And now we said we wanted to come up 3 inches, which is 7.62 centimeters. I'm just going to come up 7 clicks and we'll see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that there is ready to shoot at 200 now, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're at 200 yards now, and I'm going to send another shot, and I'm not worried about grouping this rifle yet. I just want to make sure that I'm sort of thereabouts at 200, and I'm still using the muzzle brake. I'm actually going to do some tests with and without the muzzle brake, and my grouping with this gun is going to be probably different to a lot of people do, and I'll explain those reasons later on. But anyway, it's time to send another round, and hopefully we're pretty much zeroed. Come across to the right. most people would drive up to check this, but hey, shut up. But I figure it's good to get some exercise, and also gives that barrel a chance to cool. So yes, it's a carbon wrapped barrel, but you got to remember the actual steel part of the barrel, the dimensions are very thin walled, so it's going to heat up super quickly. And even though a carbon barrel might not be hot to touch, you got to think of what that internal temperature is, and it's going to be sky high. So what I said earlier about my groups, even with most steel barrel guns, are generally 2 shots, let it completely cool, and then either another 1 or 2 shots on a cold barrel, which I feel like really simulates a hunting scenario. Whew, getting puffed. All right, let's have a look at this shot. All right, so this is where we're at the moment. Basically, this is my break-in procedure. I don't do any cleaning, so I've done a clean when I first bought the rifle. I cleaned it, and that's it. So I finished up on this shot. I've moved it 2 clicks left. All right, so this one is my new aiming point. When Remy gets out of the way, yeah, she's out of the way now. That's my new aiming point, and I'm going to do a 2-shot, rapid 2 shots, let completely cool, then 1 final shot. That's going to be with the 212 ELD-X, and then I'm going to do the exact same with the 225 ELD-M. So I'm going to do, as I just said, the 2 shots, let cool 1 shot, 2 shots, let cool 1 shot for each ammo, just to get an idea of where we're at. It's very difficult. I mean, this barrel's brand new, so it's still, you know, all the machining marks are still getting smoothed out, and people often clean that out in between shooting. Personally, I mean, I used to break barrels in and used to follow the whole procedure, and you know, you end up using bloody 20 rounds and cleaning every shot, and then 2 shots, then clean, 3 shots clean, etc. If you want to do that, that's cool, each their own, but it's not for me. The last few rifles I've had, still yet to see a cleaning rod. So as I said, I clean the second I get the gun. So as soon as it comes from the gun shop, I'll get a cleaning rod, some Hops 9, run a few real wet Hops 9 patches through, and then dry patch that out, just because when the guns are shipped, they've normally got some sort of lubricant, or they've got some sort of grease or something in the barrel, just to help protect the barrel during transit. So I basically just, all I'm doing is cleaning that out, and then after Hops 9, run a little bit of Hops oil, just normal gun oil through, and then same thing, just dry patch every skerrick of oil out, and that's how I store them. So now that's it. This is going to be just getting shot, and if accuracy suddenly drops off, then I might do a clean. But as I say, none of my guns in the safe have been cleaned since I've had them, and some of them would, geez, I reckon the 7mm would have to have probably 400 or 500 rounds through it by now, and yeah, yet to see a cleaning rod still shoots lights out. So anyway, let's do this group and see how she goes. Alright, so this is 2 shots, let cool, 1 shot. Same point of aim. So this is the first group for the gun. I tell you right now, it's not a very good group so far. Jeez. Not a very group at all so far. But I'll let it cool and send a final one. And then I'm going to do the exact same with the 225, and we'll see how it's looking. And then I'm going to do the same test without the muzzle brake, which I'm really not looking forward to, but with the rear bag and the bipod max heighted, I should be able to absorb a lot of the recoil, and it might not be too bad, but I can already tell right now, even with the muzzle brake, it's not going to be super fun. But that's how I want to mainly hunt with it, is without the muzzle brake. So that's just what I'm going to have to do. Gotta make sure it's going to shoot without the muzzle brake, and yeah, I really want to find out which ammo it prefers. And ideally I would rather run the 225 ELD-M. I think it's probably a better long range bullet than the ELD-X personally. There's going to be differing opinions on that, but for myself I would probably rather the 225 shot better. And I mean, looking at this now, it's every possibility that it will shoot better than these 212s, because they're not shooting very good going off this grip. But it's still early days, brand new barrel, brand new gun, and it will only continue to get better, or it should continue to shoot better as it fouls up. Yeah, so from where I was sitting behind that scope, that was not a good group. But anyway, we'll go have a look at it, give that barrel some time to cool down, try the 225 ELD-Ms, and then the fun part, take off the muzzle brake and do the same thing without the brake. The main thing I really want to check without the brake is the point of impact shift. Ideally there won't be much difference, but I did weigh the thread protector and the muzzle brake last night, and there was like a 30 gram difference, which shouldn't make a big difference with the barrel harmonics, but you just never know. So I would have rathered if they weighed the exact same, but anyway, it is what it is. So let's go have a look at this group. Alright, so there's our shots there. So that was shot number 1, shot number 2, shot number 3. So I mean, it's a bit hard to judge really, especially with the barrel being new and all. It's only just being sort of shot in, but the fact that these two have landed quite close together is a good sign. So I'm gonna go check the 225s, and yeah, I mean, we're gonna revisit this anyway, but it's a good starting point. It's a rough 0 at 200. It's not perfect, but it is a rough 0, and things should only get better the more rounds I put down the tube. I know there's going to be people that are going to be commenting on it, being like, you should have broken it in. Yeah, whatever. You do it your way, I'll do it my way. So, whatever floats your boat. If you want to put a full box of rounds through your barrel and clean in between each shot, or however you want to do your procedure, then good for you. But this process has worked for me, and I still have faith. I'm not giving up yet. Who knows, maybe it just really doesn't like the ELD-X ammo, but time will tell. I have seen quite a lot of people on the PRC page on Facebook that are showing massive variances in like extreme spreads and SDs on the factory PRC ammo. So whether that's got something to do with it, wouldn't really think so. At 200 yards at extended ranges, that will be potentially an issue, but we'll see. And I am going to shoot this at distance today if I have time. I've got to get back fairly soon and get these puppies microchipped and vaccinated. But anyway, let's keep shooting. Alrighty, so it's time to try the 225 ELD-M factories. We're going to do same as last time, 2 shots, let cool, 1 shot. So shot number 3, and the wind is really starting to pick up now. This shooting range, there's always seems to be a left-hand gust. It's very rare that I come out here where there's no wind, and it's sort of proving the same thing as always again today. But anyway, I'm gonna send this third round. The wind's not gonna help the group sizes, but it is what it is. Funnily enough, as soon as I just said about the wind, it just dropped off for that shot. So anyway, let us go have a look at this group. All right, that's what I'm talking about. So 2 shots, third shot. So that's probably a smidge under 2 inches, if not on 2 inches. It might be just on 2 inches. Well, I'd be lying if I said that I was looking forward to this, but I'm not going to adjust the scope at all. I know with the muzzle brake I need to come 3 clicks right, but I'm not going to change it because I've just taken the muzzle brake off. I'm going to shoot it with this thread protector cap, and we'll just see how it recoils. I'm going to have the bipod max height and the rear bag as high as I can sort of run it, just so I can really sort of absorb with that recoil. The last thing you want is to be really low down, because your collarbone will just get smashed. I'll tell you what, I was actually expecting worse. Felt that one a bit more. It's like a really hard shove. Luckily it's got a good recoil pad, but yeah, you would want to be doing a long string of rounds with no brake, but that's not the point of this. The point of this is to see what it shoots like without a brake. So I've only done 2 shots, but I think I'm done shooting without the brake for the moment, as in group wise. I just want to go see what those 2 shots have done. The second shot maybe felt a little bit like I maybe pulled it, but we'll go see. So this is what I was sort of hoping wouldn't happen. That's point of impact for 2 ELD-X's without the muzzle brake. And that's the group that I was sort of doing before. So you can sort of see, you know, we're a good about 6 inches low at 200 yards without the brake. Pretty good group, all things considering. I mean, I felt like I pulled the second shot pretty bad because the recoil just felt worse than the second shot. I mustn't have had it sort of tucked in my shoulder properly, but that's still pretty interesting. So that's going to be a hard one. I was sort of hoping to be able to interchange between using the brake and not using the brake, but I'm going to quickly do it again with 2 ELD-Ms. Same thing, I'm aiming here every shot. So every shot that you see here was aiming here. So this is how I'm sort of getting my data. And I'm going to do 2 unbraked ELD-Ms aiming here, see if they land there. If they do, well then that's pretty damn good. I'll be very happy with that, because I can roughly basically simulate this test again at distance. And once I've done it at distance, I'll be able to sort of work out a pattern. So I'll be able to take the brake on and off if I need to and correct for it. But I should mark those shots actually. I'm going to mark those shots. Alright, so now we are doing 2 shots. No muzzle brake with the ELD-M, and I want to see if they impact around the same point as the ELD-X. Like, I'm thinking they're gonna land here somewhere. Where the hell are these ELD-Ms? That's 2 shots right there. 2 shots, no break at 200 yards. So it sort of leaves me in a tricky position. So looking at this, I'm gonna probably have to run the break, and I'm just gonna have to be really careful with Remy and basically my shooting scenarios. So if I've got someone with me, they're going to be blocking Remy's ears. I'm going to do my best to have Remy behind me, and I may even look into a side port break. I feel like the side ports, like the direct side ports, not the angle back in your face concussive breaks that I hate, and I've mentioned that before, but I might go a proper side port break and see if the ELD-X and ELD-M ammo still groups the same. That could be an option, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty damn happy with that. So I think it's time now. Screw that brake back on. I'm gonna click it 3 clicks right, and that will basically give me my 0. I don't even think I'm gonna worry about confirming it. Everything sort of seems to have settled in now. The groups seem more consistent, and I'm gonna click it 3 clicks right, and I'm gonna maybe drive to the top of the farm and find something a long way away to shoot at. Alright, it's a little bit ghetto, but that's going to have to work for now. Alright, so I've just put in some rough data on applied ballistics. 623 yards. I haven't got a wind reading, I'm just going off by what they're saying. Alright, so I've got to come up 3, and we're at 6.1 at the moment, so I've got to go to 9.1. And I'm just going to hold 0.4. And we're going to use the ELD-M. Alright, windage looks spot on, but it looked low, so I'm going to come up a little bit. Alright, so I'm an idiot, and I think the first shot actually went high. I might just give the barrel a little bit of time to cool. So currently I'm at 8.7. My 0 was 6.1. So it's 2.6 mils, it's saying, if this hits it. So I might need to tweak the data in applied ballistics. The velocity might be a bit quicker than what they're estimating. That's better. I hit the bloody white bit of paper. So that is shot number 3 at 623 yards. We've got a bit of a crosswind going from right to left, so I held 0.4 of a mil, and factory ammo just middled that little bit of paper at 623 yards. So happy days. And just quickly, before I forget, so this is the end of the video, I know I'm going to get asked, why am I using yards and mils? And the answer to that question is, my brother and I are both more used to MOA, but I bought a Carl's 624i in mils, and I bought it second hand. I got it for a really good price, so obviously I had to switch over for mils for that scope, and I just decided to stay with yards. So everything I have sighted in for yards, and when I got the Nightfall's NX8, I sort of thought I might have gone to meters, but being that we already had a heap of scopes anyway in MOA, I got the mil and I'm just sticking with yards. So that's just the reason I'm doing that. One day we'll probably switch over to meters, but at the moment yards is working fine.